So, good morning everyone. My name is Junel Kerikeri Dilapa, and good morning to you, Engineer Nathaniel Chu. So, for today's report, we're going to discuss the highlights of RE 7942, the Philippine Mining Act of 1995, and also its revised implementing rules and regulations. The Philippine Mining Act of 1995 is considered today as one of the most social and environmentally sensitive legislation in its classes. So, we proceed to the principles of sustainable mining. So first is mining is a temporary land use for creation of wealth. No? Second, mining activities must always be guided by current best practices in environmental management. Third, the wealth derived by the government from mining should lead to wealth generating opportunities for the people and environment endeavors. Lastly, mining activities should be undertaken with equal regards to economic and environment. So, from now on, let's proceed to the areas close to mine applications. So, areas covered by a valid and existing mining rights and application. Second, all growth of virgin forest, mossy forest, national park, provincial municipal forestry park, greenbelt, game refuge, bird sanctuaries, etc. Then the area expressly prohibited by laws. First is the taxes paid. So from this slide, we have a payments to national list of payments to national government. First, corporate income tax, excise tax of minerals, custom duties, value added tax, and royalties of minerals extracted from minerals reservation. And then documentary stamp task. Lastly is the capital gains task. And then we have payments for local government. First, business tax, real property tax, registration phase, occupation phase, community tax, and other local phase. Also, we have withholding taxes. So first, we roll interest income in banks, royalties to technology transfer, interest payments for foreign loans, foreign stockholders, dividends, remittance to principals or principal. So in this portion, we have a mining contractors are also required to repay or expend on the following. So additional government share for FTEA contractors. Second, royalties to land owners, claims owners, social development program. Fourth is environmental obligation. Last is the research and development of mining technology and geosciences. And also we have modes of minerals agreements. No? So first, co-production agreements is an agreement between the government and the contractor within the government shall provide inputs, mining operation, others than the minerals resources. Second, we have a minerals production shares agreement and is an agreement or a hire that government grant to contractor that exclusive rights and conduct mining operation within a contract areas and share in gross output. Also, the contractor shall provide the financing, technology, management, and personnel necessary for implementation of this agreement. Last is the joint venture agreement is an agreement where a joint ventures company is recognized by government and contractor with both parties have equity shares. Aside from earning in equity, the government shall be entitled to share in gross outputs. No? Dili ra kung all for the contractor but also for the government. So let's proceed to the auxiliary mining rights. First, timber rights, water rights, rights for repousses, explosives, easement rights, entry in private lands and concessions areas. Also in Philippine Mining Act of 7942, so mine laborers, so no person under 16 years old age shall be employed in any phase of mining operation, and no person under 18 years old shall be employed underground in a mine. Then, let's move on to the final provisions. So, false statements. Fine or not exceeding 10,000 pesos. Second, illegal exploration. So, fine or not exceeding 50,000 pesos. Then, we have the theft of minerals. So, imprisonment from 6 months to 6 years, or pay a fine from 10,000 pesos to 20,000 pesos or both at discretion of appropriate courts or court. Then we have mine arson. So state that shall be guilty of arson and shall be punished upon conviction by the appropriate court is accordance with the provisions of revised penal codes, and in addition pay compensation of damages caused hereby. We have willful damage to a mine upon conviction by the appropriate court by imprisonment not exceeds a period of 5 years and shall in pay compensation for damage caused thereby. Then we have illegal obstruction to permittees or contractors. Conviction by the appropriate courts by a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos or imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both at the discretion of court. Also, we have violation of the terms and the condition of the environment compliance certificate. Imprisonment of 6 months to 6 years or a fine of 50,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos or both at discretion of the court. We have also illegal obstruction to government officials. Upon conviction by the appropriate court by a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos or by imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both at the discretion of the court. And lastly, for the Philippine Mining Act of 7942, so we have in other violation. Any other violation of this act and its implementing rules and regulations shall constitute as offense punishable with a fine not exceeding 5,000 pesos. So now let's move on to its revision implementing rules and regulation. So in DENR Administrative Order 96-40 as amended is the main legal frameworks regulating the mine industry. So as you can observe to my presentation, it's very summarized. It's very what we call that, highlights the Republic Philippine Mining Act of 7942 and its revision rules and regulations. So thank you for listening and God bless us all.